We are your hosts, Tony and Dak, and in today's episode, we are coming at you with our first mock draft of the offseason, fresh off the combine. We're getting right into it, hot and ready, just like Little Caesars, but a little bit better, hopefully. Um, don't ask questions. Kicking off with our first and 10 before we get into the mock draft. We are 6 weeks from the NFL draft, so we're going to be coming at you guys with what, four mock drafts is the plan over these next couple weeks?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
in the weeks in
three.
between, we'll talk about the free agency and all that fun stuff. Um, there were plenty of players that we rose their stock, draft risers, all that fun stuff. A lot of those guys we'll be talking about today. So before we ruin all of our points, let's just jump into it and get on our merry way with this mock draft 1.1. So, for those of you that know, for those of you that don't know, the Raiders are 1-1. So the way this is going to work is we will be going back and forth. Um, Dak, do you want evens or odds?
I want odds.
Okay.
Actually, um, yeah, I want odds because the Niners have 27, and I have a really funny pick there.
Okay. So he's got odds. I've got evens. That's how this is going to work. We're not going to string this out because this is 1-1. This is a whole month plus away. Free agency hasn't happened. But we figured might as well sprinkle some fun stuff out there with mock draft and get our way too early mock draft going. So, Dak, who do you have going 1-1 for the Las Vegas Raiders?
No, Fernando Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza. See, funnily enough, had the Raiders not had 1-1, I wanted Arvell Reese. So I honestly wouldn't have been upset about that pick. Um, outside of the fact that Fernando Mendoza. Um, we'll talk about this pick plenty. Um, it's a good fit. It's what the Raiders need. Geno Smith was not working. Clint Kubiak's scheme is perfect for Fernando, and it's the right way to get a franchise back on track.
Yep, Geno Smith's on the Epstein files, boys. So there you go. That's why I didn't play very good this year.
See, actually,
Yeah, yeah, his name's on. His name is somewhere on there. Forget why. When he was with the Jets. I thought it was fake. Um, so that might explain why he had such a career low year
well,
this
it's
year.
probably
Um,
because the coaching and everything, but that's also crazy. Um, hmm. So, pick number two is
New York Jets.
where it starts getting interesting. Yeah, the New York Jets. Um, we were talking about this before we started recording, and like, what do these teams really need, right? And we have the Jets that need basically everything, including quarterback, but they don't have another quarterback to pick from, right? Ruben Bain
Kyler
has been the
Olave.
shoe-in number two overall pick until he came back with a really, really, really bad arm measurement. That's not really something that I care about, but the NFL does.
Him trying to tackle Josh Allen. Not
Yeah.
happening.
We're just gonna go with a true draft riser, and I'm between A or B. Pick one for me.
Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Take Sonny Styles there.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, Sonny Styles is just versatile. He's fast. He's the bona fide athlete of this draft.
Might as well, might as well get
He
your guy
played
there.
from the D line, slot, corner, and in the box. Primarily in the box because he's a linebacker. He had probably the most insane combine. I don't know if it's on here. It's not. Um, but we ran what, like a 4.3 something
Yeah, he ran
at
pretty well.
6 foot. What is he? 6'5", 243 pounds. Insane combine. So pick number three. We've got the Cardinals. Here's another team where you can't really go wrong with. They could easily take Jeremiah Love.
That'd be crazy. I don't see Jeremiah Love as a top 15 pick just because of
Top
the
15.
value that you can get, that you should be able to get. Other running backs should not be drafted in the top 15 unless they are Saquon Barkley, unless they are Christian McCaffrey. Jeremiah Love is nowhere near that level of talent. Just because he's the best running back in the draft doesn't mean he should be drafted that early. It's just like in fantasy football, right? You're not going to draft a quarterback unless he's really, really good in the first round. You're going to go get value everywhere else. You should get value somewhere else. And I'm speaking towards the Saints. I'm speaking towards, those teams that are, oh, we might take running back pretty early. Jeremiah Love is not your generational running back. I'm sorry. Coming from a guy from Indiana that's watched a lot of Notre Dame games, there's a reason why Jadarian Price was still getting reps because he's just as good. Anyways, um, go ahead and give me um Francis.
Francis
Who?
Mauinella.
Yeah,
I'm not
the
even gonna.
tackle.
I'm not gonna let you butcher his name. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I don't want to.
Don't worry.
I don't want
Yeah.
to.
The Cardinals have needed offensive line help for a while. This is an easy pick. It's interesting to see how the class falls in terms of who rises and who falls for the offensive tackles. Because there's been rumblings of Spencer Fano and Monroe Freeling also rising up the boards. So it'd be interesting to see where everything falls. Pick number 4, we have the Tennessee Titans. This was one of the teams that I fantasy casted trading for Max Crosby, so the Raiders would have the number 1 and 4 pick. But obviously that's not going to happen. But it would be really cool. So here, we got to go Arvell Reese. They need edge rusher, and Arvell Reese is bona fide in terms of both edge and can play off ball. He's like, oh shoot, Abdul Carter and
Just like
Micah
he
Parsons.
ran a four, what was it, a 4.46 at 6'4", 240 pounds. Like
Yeah.
he's running faster than some of the receivers who weigh 20 less pounds than him and
Mm-hmm.
are 2 inches shorter than him.
Yeah.
This dude is nuts. He's actually one of my combine winners this year.
Yeah.
Just he's nasty. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a great pick there.
Yeah. Snaps by alignment. He had 327 on the D line and 286 in the box this year. Shows versatility, and the Titans need that. Going into number 5, we have the Giants. The Giants are another team that need just about everything, so you can't really have a bad pick here. Um, it'll be interesting to see who you go with, though.
Caleb Downs. And I think they need a generational talent there at the back end. I know they've
Caleb Downs is your
brought
pick?
in, yeah,
Okay.
a safety. I've seen him slide on some boards. But I think he's just, I think what he really brings to the table, I mean, he's also a very good special teams player as well.
He was a good
If
tackler,
you
which is
can,
important at safety.
if you can throw him back there, that's going to help that defense because you have a really good front six, front seven. Your secondary is what's been hurting you a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Throw him back there. He reminds me a little bit of Kyle Hamilton. Not necessarily as in the, oh well, I can go play everywhere in the position, but he's quick. He's going to get to the ball. And he just reminds me a lot of the attention coming out of the draft as much as Kyle Hamilton did. Hopefully he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't slide to like 14 or 15 like Kyle Hamilton did.
Yeah, looking at the snaps by alignment, he had 146 from the slot, 241 in the box, and 240 deep. So he's a true versatile player. You can expect him in the nickel packages, of course, all that fun stuff. So he's going to be fun chess piece for who's their defensive coordinator now?
I don't know, but
I don't remember
I've
either.
been told they are flipping it around. Like they are moving a lot of people. They're flipping it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting.
So now we're at Cleveland Browns for number 6. This is not a team that I really expect to take defensive end.
No.
They are in dire need for an offensive playmaker, and they have their pick of the litter because it will be the first offensive skill position player outside of quarterback to be taken this far in the draft. Um,
Just do it. Homegrown. Do it. Homegrown.
what are you talking? No, for those of you that don't know, I'm not a big college guy, so a lot of the stuff that I know is based on the podcast that I listen to. And Carnell Tate is who I've heard is the best receiver in this draft so far. He stands at 6'3", 195 pounds. Um, and they don't have any stats on here for him, but going off of just that size alone, that's something that whoever plays quarterback for the Browns is going to need. So Carnell Tate, sorry buddy, but you're a Cleveland Brown now. I
Homegrown, baby.
hope you enjoy your stay for the next 4 years. Hopefully they get you a quarterback. Yikes. Washington Commanders coming in at number
Ruben
7.
Ruben Bain. I think they're going to be in a need. I don't know if Von Miller's still there.
You're not
Um,
letting him fall anymore. You don't want to take David Bailey first.
no, I think
They just released Marshawn Lattimore.
um, just given the fact that he's sliding that far, I still think he's a footballer. He's got the IQ and everything. Um, I don't necessarily I see him performing well in that division versus, a guy like he's got to tackle Josh Allen like twice go up against Josh Allen. That stature is big. You need longer arms to tackle a guy like Josh Allen. That division, you got Dak Prescott, not very big compared to Josh Allen. He's probably like 6'2",
Not as
6'3".
athletic, I would say, at this point in
Yeah.
his career.
Jalen Hurts, small. Jackson Dart, he's not as big. I mean, he's gonna run,
No.
yeah, but Ruben
Luckily,
Bain,
Ruben
the
Bain
only
was
problem with
fast.
him, the only problem with Ruben Bain, he's got T-Rex arms. So
Hmm.
I don't think he's gonna slide past the Commanders there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna have him taking the Commanders.
Yeah. His speed definitely made up for it too. Um. Now, here we have the Saints. It's gonna be interesting here. So, as Dak mentioned, Jeremiah Love is rumored to be on the board heavily for the Saints, the Chiefs. Um, there was another team too up at the top of the board. Um, I don't think I'm gonna go there. One of the podcasts that I was listening to on the way home today drafted Makai Lemon, and I think
I
I'm
don't
going
mind it.
to as well. Um, Outside of Chris Olave and Jawan Johnson, there's not many receiving options. And if you want to give Tyler Shuck the best option, the best chance at being successful in this league, you need to give him as many weapons as possible. And Makai Lemon definitely helps that. In the combine process, he was the one that looked like a psychopath in the interviews, right? Like with the wide eyes and everything. But
I don't
essentially,
know. I know he was making decent plays out there. But I mean, Tyler Shuck's your guy because you don't move on with Spencer. Um, if you're not thinking, hey, Tyler Shuck's our guy, we're gonna continue to let him play and we're gonna grow him. You got to do what's best and put players in that situation for him. I think you're gonna get depth later on. With your other positions, go get a guy like that to pair him with Chris Olave, and can really build upon those options there.
mhm. You're at the number 9 with the Chiefs.
Mm,
Jeremiah
mm,
Love.
mm, mm.
He's right there. He's your best option.
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say Caleb Banks from
Really?
Florida. Um,
Over David, huh?
yeah.
What's that all about?
Just because I I think they're realizing that their interior with Chris Jones. I know they signed him to a big deal. Um, but you need depth there. You have Carl Loftus, I believe he's still on the edge. And I think there's more, if I'm correct, I think there's options at edge in free agency. And I know they're not going to
Yeah.
blow a lot of money and getting a stout wide receiver. So might as well put some money into the edge and draft young and maybe help find that replacement for Chris Jones later on. And hopefully this kid, Caleb Banks, I don't really know much about him, but I know he's an interior D lineman.
Yeah. Did you know he missed
Hopefully,
almost all of last season with a broken foot?
eh, he'll be fine.
I mean, he came back. He ran a 5-second 40-yard dash, had a 1.76-second 10-yard split, 32-inch vertical, and a 9.6 broad jump. So definitely an
He's
interesting
an athlete.
pick. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's who I would have gone with. I would have gone with David Bailey, but for the Bengals, I'm going to take David Bailey
Ah,
because
they have Shamar Stewart.
David Bailey gets sacks. I just looked at
Shamar.
his little player profile, and this man finished with 15 sacks last year, 23 QB hits, 43 hurries. and played outside the tackle most of the time, so he plays defensive end. And they're losing Trey Hendrickson. So they'll have
Hopefully
a
Shamar
run
Stewart
stopper
can
on
do
Shamar
something.
Stewart, and then you'll have the David Bailey being the quarterback hitter, which is pretty important quarterback hitter. I sound like somebody who's never talked about football in his entire life. Anyways, pick 11 with the Miami Dolphins. This is
Um,
not a Jeremiah Love location, so you don't have to worry about that.
Jermond McCoy.
Jermod McCoy. Okay, why Jermod McCoy?
Believe he's I believe he's just slightly bigger.
He's 6 foot 193,
Is
so he's
if
got
he's
some
bigger
size.
than Delane, I'm gonna go with that.
Mansour Delane is 6 foot 190, so
Yeah, give me the bigger corner.
Mansour Delane.
Um, yeah,
That's who I would have picked as well, because Jermod McCoy missed all of last season with, what was it, a torn ACL. Um, there's a lot of these guys that are still projected high on the. Now, Jermod is also only 20 years old, which is actually insane. Um, let's see. He didn't do anything at the combine. Maybe he's still recovering from his injury. Torn ACL in January 2025. So yeah, Jermod McCoy is had no combine at all. Mansour Delane, however, nope, I can't spell, but Google knows what I'm trying to say. Also did nothing at the combine. So apples to apples there. Um, he played majority on outside corner, which the Dolphins need. Since who was it? Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, they haven't really had those outside lockdowns. I honestly don't think I could name a corner on the Dolphins outside of no Noah Igbenogany. Is he still there, or did they trade him like shortly after they drafted him?
I don't remember. I think he's still there, but
Dolphins
not
depth
really for
chart.
sure.
I don't either. Quick look. Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas. So yeah, I would definitely say that corner is one of their biggest needs
Yeah,
there.
they gotta go.
Corner is a good pick there. Uh, Now we're back to the Cowboys. I don't see a top edge rusher. Um, they're
There's
not.
one thing that the Cowboys need. They need it bad.
They need a lot. It's front seven.
Bad. They need it bad.
I mean, it could be edge rusher.
Now,
Linebacker. Everybody needs linebacker.
yeah, but did you watch any of the Cowboys games this year?
No, I didn't watch the
They were
Cowboys.
getting the Panthers offensive line made the Cowboys front seven
I know.
look like the Red Sea.
Yeah, I've heard. Um, that's why I'm between C.J. Allen, Akeem Mesidor, and Keldrick Falk. But even then, I'm not really because those two are down there. C.J. Allen is really good and athletic. He's one of the few guys I have watched a little bit of film from, because some of the Raiders guys that I watch, they did film breakdown of his. So you know what?
As long as they take his car keys, he'll do well in Dallas.
Oh, is he another one of them Georgia kids that do bad things?
We don't know,
Oh,
but I mean, let's be for real. They're
okay.
Georgia guys. Take his keys.
Relax. Probably a good kid. Um, L.A. Rams. Who you got? Their top need is quarterback. You want to take a reach and go to get Ty Simpson, second quarterback?
Absolutely. Absolutely not. Give me Mansour Delane.
What? You already took Mansour Lane with the Dolphins.
Where? No, I took Tennessee. I took what's his name?
You took the guy who's 3 pounds more but hasn't played football in a year.
I took the Tennessee guy from and it's fine, just switch him.
Okay. Yeah, the Rams secondary sucked last year. Like it was really bad. The corners were not helping them ever. And if nothing else, Mansour Delane will be very helpful to them, at least to start with special teams, um, which also was really bad for the Rams last year. Kicking to pick 14, we've got the Baltimore Ravens, who would be a really fun Jeremiah Love team. Tell me that wouldn't be fun. Derrick Henry's on the way out. Lamar Jackson and Jeremiah Love.
They need an edge.
They need a lot.
They need defense. That offense will be okay.
Hakeem Mesidor, Eldrick Folk. They did trade away Odafe Owe to the Chargers. Hakeem Mesidor had 13 sacks last year. Pop off. Keldrick Falk had 2. Interesting.
Go like Keem, just because of what I seen him do in the national championship.
Cassius Howell also has really short arms, but he had 12 sacks last year. He lined up almost entirely outside the tackle. We're just gonna go with man. I want to be fun though. I won't. Hakeem Mesidor is a Baltimore Raven. Get them some defensive help, especially along that edge, which is hurting in a bad way. The Buccaneers are now on the clock with pick 15. They have a laundry list of needs, and it just so happens that one of their needs is one of the best players in the one of the best prospects in this year's draft.
Give me Avion Terrell.
Okay, and that's not the fun pick, which is on par with how the rest of this draft has gone so far. Avion Terrell, brother of AJ Terrell, who is a Atlanta Falcon, also went to Clemson. Stands at 5'11", 180. Lines up mostly on the outside with some slot play, which is fun. 3 touchdowns this year, 0 interceptions. Interesting stat line. Now we're back with the Jets, who still need a quarterback, wide receiver, defensive, and no, why does it say DI? Defensive interior, linebacker, and corner.
Interior defense, but we have the pick here. This is where the pick will go.
What are you going on about? We already took Sonny Styles. You want me to take another edge rusher? Keldrick Folk?
No!
You think they're taking Ty Simpson?
No! Take Jeremiah Love. You know how bad they've been trying to trade Brees Hall?
No, they're franchise tagging this guy.
Yeah, just to sign and trade him. They've been
I'm
trying to
not.
move from Brees
I'm
Hall
not
for
taking
years.
Jeremiah Love. I'm not ruining his career. That's just not fair. Keldrick Folk is going to be my pick here. I think lines up all over the defensive line. They need edge help, and now they added 2 edge rushers, which I think is going to be really fun for them, especially for this draft. The other option could have been Dylan Thieneman, but I also don't want to ruin his career. So. Next up, you have the Detroit Lions, who just traded David Montgomery. Spencer Fano.
Spencer Fano.
Yeah, that's a safe pick because he's an offensive lineman from Utah. Lined up 100% of the time as right tackle. Allowed no sacks, no hits, and only 5 hurries. Played almost 900 offensive snaps. So he's a certified dog. His counterpart on the other side of the offensive line will be drafted later, whether it be in the first or later in the rounds. He played left tackle.
Here we go. Okay.
Can you let me take my picks?
The
You
Vikings
mind your business. I'll do what I want to do.
are releasing Aaron Jones after the period to save dead money.
To take Jadarian Price. No. Jeremiah Love does really have like the most
This is
bounce
normally where your
between his
quarterbacks
draft.
fall to. are your running backs fall to?
Not in
A
the last
running
couple of
back is
years.
not. Well, you got to think the running backs that were going in the last couple of years were generational. Okay, I'm taking Ashton Genty 100 times over Jeremiah Love, and I'm sorry, but
Don't apologize. I'm here
Jeremiah
for that.
Love was behind one of the best offensive lines all the time. Okay, he's good, but again, I don't value running backs that high in NFL drafts.
You know who'd be a really fun pick here? Dylan Theineman.
Yeah, that would be. You get to learn
I
from
really,
Harrison
I
Smith.
really want him to fall to the second though, because I want him to be a Raider.
That's not happening.
I know it's not happening. Not after the
If,
combine
if
that he
he
had.
if he
Oh dang
falls
it! Hold
anywhere
on. There
near
we
the
go.
Niners, they're taking him. But
Well, I don't want him to be subject to that. You're a Viking, Dylan. Congratulations. You're not going to San Francisco. You're welcome, buddy. Dylan lined up in the slot, box, and deep. He's a bona fide safety, bona fide weapon on the defensive line. Not defensive line, defensive side. Um, Now we're to the Panthers, who need a lot of weapons on the offensive side.
Cassius Howe,
And you say Cassius Howell.
they will get
All right.
receiver later
Well,
on in the draft.
I tried. I tried it. I tried Carolina. I tried. Um, he did have 12 sacks though, so that's good for him. Alongside Derek Brown and did they have anybody else on the defensive line?
Yes, but I cannot think of it off the
Brian
top of my
Burns
head
isn't
right now.
there. Let's take a quick detour to the Carolina Panthers depth chart. Real quick one. Real quick. Tershawn Wharton and Ashawn Robinson. No. Oh, Nick Scorton. I don't know if he had a good year, but he was a former Purdue Boilermaker. He had 5 sacks. That's pretty solid for a rookie year. So, adding another defensive end for the Carolina Panthers, beefing up their much needed. Back to the Dallas Cowboys. Ah, man. They could have really used Dylan Theiman here.
There's another certified dog that played in the MAC.
You want me to take Emmanuel McNeil Warren? I'm not doing that. Can you pick your players and I'll pick mine? I'm gonna have to mute you, so I don't have to keep hearing you're yapping while I'm making my picks. I'm the GM of the Dallas Cowboys here, both times actually. I think.
Would be better than
Yeah, both
their
times.
GM.
Yeah, both times I'm their GM. They don't need an offensive lineman. They don't need a running back because they're bringing back Javonte Williams. Although Jeremiah Love and Javonte would be really fun to watch. But I don't think they're
Deuce
too
Vaughn,
dissimilar.
man. Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, sure. Okay, buddy. A wide receiver could be interesting. Cavonte Turpin's not really doing it for me. CeeDee Lamb. Oh, no, they got George Pickens. Who am I kidding? Cade McDonald is going to be the pick here. Defensive interior. Lines up in the A gap and B gap. He's a bona fide nose tackle. 6'3", 326. What more to be said? They're really cranking on that defensive side, and that's what's their biggest side. That's what their biggest problem was. Their offensive line is taken care of. Their offense is really taken care of as long as Dak Prescott can stay healthy. The defensive line, if you can get that better, inversely, your secondary is going to play better as well because the more pressure, bingo, bango, bongo, dominoes fall, your defense plays better. But beefing up that defensive side, especially the front seven, is really going to help you. Bringing in C.J. Allen and Cade McDonald is bound to help you be better on the defensive side in 2026. Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock with pick 21. Mike McCarthy. Monroe Freeling. You're really boring.
Gotta help him.
Monroe Freeling played left tackle, 881 snaps. He had 1 snap at right tackle. So really showing that versatility.
Help him out. Aaron Rodgers returns. You better protect that man.
He allowed 3 sacks, 6 total in his career at Georgia, which is really good. No hits. How does that work? How do you allow 3 sacks and no hits? All right. And then 6 hurries as well. played almost 900 offensive snaps, all that fun stuff. Monroe Freeling, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler. Enjoy the steel curtain. Uh, Los Angeles Chargers, one of my least favorite teams known to mankind. They really, really, really need offensive line in a bad way, especially on the interior. Mekhi Becton was a failed project. Their center has, I believe, retired or left. He's not there anymore. And their left guard as
Tackles are
well.
okay.
Yeah, their tackles are good as
Their
long as they're
tackles are
healthy.
great.
Um,
Yeah.
there is a guard from Penn State staring me right in the eyeballs. I'm not even going to try and say his name. I'm not going to disrespect this man.
Oh,
But he's
that's
going to be
funny.
he's going to be my pick. 6'4", 328 pounds. Played 565 snaps at left guard. 614 total. Looks to be who the Chargers need the most, especially being the top offensive line prospect, especially at the interior outside of Emmanuel Pregnon, and that man is not projected to go until the second round. So we're just going to give them the best interior offensive lineman,
which makes the most sense because Justin Herbert would like to see the light of day and not the backside of a offensive lineman.
Go ahead and give me T.J. Parker.
Wow, you're still letting him fall. All right. TJ Parker, another edge rusher. Wow, the Eagles are just so fun. That's the most fun GM of all time.
Absolutely. We get our picks. We do what we need to do.
6 sacks, 11 hits, 24 hurries. Played a lot on the outside. Definitely a certified defensive end. Standing at 6'3", 260 pounds. Based on the things that I have heard about TJ Parker, he was supposed to be a certified dog this year and did not have the season that he was expected, which is probably why he dropped to number 23. But I'm sure playing in Philadelphia with this team, assuming it's no longer a ticking time bomb, will be much nicer for his career than going to the next team, which would be the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland still needs weapons. Earlier, they took, what pick was it? At number 6, they took Carnell Tate. You know how baller of a move it would be to take 2 of the top wide receivers? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That'd be really cool, though. They don't need tight end now.
Take the boy. Take the boy.
Jeremiyah Love, relax.
No.
Oh. I'm not taking Emmanuel McNeil-Warren either.
There's only one good option here.
Yeah.
That man can run screen passes.
No. I'm taking Caden Proctor because their offensive line is not there.
Yeah. That boy can run screen passes. Did you not see him catch screen passes?
No, I thought you were talking about one of the receivers. Caden Proctor, 6'7", 366 pounds. What a mountain of a man. If you do it, I'm going to axe you. Only allowed 2 sacks, 4 hits, and 15 hurries. Bona fide left tackle, blindside protector, blindside type beat. 963 snaps at left tackle.
They're going to be able to move DeJuan Jones somewhere else on that offensive line.
Will definitely be doing a great job of protecting whoever the heck plays quarterback for the Browns. So that quarterback now has a new number 1 receiver and blindside protector, so he will be a happy person. Number 25, we have the Chicago Bears. Who do they take?
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
I boo you. Would have liked for him to hold the second as well. Anyways,
those guys aren't falling.
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, also from the MAC, which both Dak and I have graduated from places of the MAC. Ball State, chirp, chirp. EMW is what I'm going to call him. That's just terrible. Emmanuel played 400 snaps in the box, 198 from the deep zone. Wow, words are hard for me today. So he's not a typical safety in terms of coverage based on his snap play, but looks to be more of a box safety. 43 tackles, 13 missed tackles, which is a career high based on these numbers. So, yeah, interesting. 6'2", 202 pounds, so definitely a big boy as well. The Buffalo Bills, number 26, they are in deep need for a receiver. Now, it really comes down to what flavor of ice cream do they want? Do they want Jordan Tyson, who is 6'2", 200 pounds, or Denzel Boston, who is 6'4", 209 pounds? So basically, they're the same guy. I don't have the lineup of where these guys lined up. Oh, here they are. Slot snaps for Jordan Tyson, 81. Outside snaps, 242. 61 targets, 61 catches, 711 yards, and a touchdown. Denzel Boston played 65 snaps from the slot. So they're the same guy. Based on
pick your guy here.
Based on my eyeballs here, somebody who has not watched much college ball at all, and just seeing heights,
I think
weights.
there's an option here that you're just not talking about.
I'm not picking Jeremiah Love, and I'm not taking Kenyon Sadiq.
But go ahead.
So we're gonna take Denzel Boston and get Josh Allen, a new number one receiver, somebody who's actually going to catch the ball, hopefully, and get open, especially at that height. And I would assume speed as well.
The fact that Jordan Tyson is going to fall to the Niners at 27 is just thank you.
Jordan Tyson?
Okay, thank you.
You're
thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. Because
is that why you were taking such boring picks just so your 49ers could get a receiver?
No, because if receivers were going off the board, I'm fully okay with taking Omar Cooper in the first round because I think he's a first round talent.
No, so you're one of those guys.
I think he's going to slide late second if he doesn't go early, or if he doesn't go late first. So
yeah, to the Raiders. Go back with our boy Fernando.
That'd be wild, but
Houston Texans. I don't even want that, so I'm not going to joke about it. Houston Texans pick number 28. They just traded for David Montgomery, so I can't imagine that they're taking Jeremiah Love here. Their offensive line still sucks absolute so bad. Caleb Lomu, though, is a bona fide tackle. I don't believe they need tackle.
And they just trade for
they just traded a center. Yeah, they just traded for Titus. No. They just traded Titus Howard to the Browns. So, that tells you that they either don't need a tackle or what have you. They don't need wide receiver because they have one of the deepest wide receiver rooms in the league.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Peter Woods as an option here. He's played all along the defensive line this year, primarily in the B gap, so more than likely he's a 4-3 scheme kind of guy. And that is what the Texans run, so we're just going to go with Peter Woods. Give them a big boy to plug up the middle a little bit, help out Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., allow them to just take care of the passer, and allow Peter Woods to plug up the middle. You're back with the Rams at pick 29. Be nice to them just because they're your rivals. Doesn't mean you can give them a bad player. Earlier, you gave them Ramad McCoy, a man who hasn't played football in a year. So keep that in mind.
Go ahead and take Ty Simpson.
You were a menace to society. Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama, standing at 6'2", 208 pounds. Played 15 games this year. His first year starting, completed 64% of his passes, 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and 102 passer rating. From my understanding and what I've heard, he had a good start of the year and then fell off in the second half. But that could have also been from injury, and he also doesn't have to start right away because he's sitting behind Matthew Stafford, who is widely considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And working with Sean McVay as well is also a blessing.
That quarterback room, I believe Jimmy Garoppolo's gone out of it. Yeah. But Stetson Bennett, who is also an SEC quarterback, an older guy, really good football guru, is also going to be there. that I believe could be a quarterbacks coach somewhere in the NFL once his career kind of falls out, just because he knows football so much. I like Ty Simpson there, just a project quarterback. Allow him to sit back there, and I think he's going to have if he goes there, I think he could end up having a better career than what JJ McCarthy's having.
That's not hard to do. Just stay on the field. Um, Denver Broncos. They got two really big options here. Oh, yeah, two. They can either take the best running back, who's not falling out of the first round. I can't believe he's fallen this far. Or they can take Kenyon Sadiq, who's also not falling out of the first round. Wow, he might fall out of the first round. One of these guys is falling out of the first round. No, they're not. The Broncos have RJ Harvey. They have been seeking a tight end for a hot minute. Sean Payton.
Mercedes Lewis.
Sean Payton loves his athletic tight ends, from Jimmy Graham to Jawan Johnson, I believe, who was there with the Saints.
And did Kenyon Sadiq play with Bo Nix?
Oh, he did, didn't he? Wait. Yeah, he did. No, wait. How long ago was?
Maybe.
How long ago was? Bo Nix is a second. That was the second year, right? It's been a long year. Bo Nix was in his second year. He played 7 games with Bo Nix, had 24 yards. I don't think that one counts. But a little Duck chemistry. Sean Payton does love getting Bo Nix, his former teammates, with who else did he bring in? It was the little guy, right? Troy Franklin, not the little guy.
I believe.
You know what? Kenyon Sadiq. Give them another offensive weapon. Let Davis Mills have some more weapons to use on first year of play calling. Why the heck not? We're down to the final two with New England, with plenty of players to pick from. They do need some more receiver help, but their offensive line has also been hurting. Where are you going? Zion Young is sitting there too. 8 sacks. Caleb Lomu to protect the left tackle and protect the blind side of Drake May and kick Will Campbell in.
I think that left side will be all right. I think they just need more reps.
KC Concepcion.
I'm going to go with give me Zion Young.
Zion Young, give him some edge help. Milton Williams, obviously cheering up and plugging up the middle. Zion Young out of Missouri, 8 sacks this year, lined up majority on the end. So you've got yourself a bona fide defensive end, especially with his name is slipping my brain. Former Raider and now Patriot, going into free agency. Yeah, Caleb Von Chason. Yeah, Caleb Von Chason is a free agent. So Zion Young could very well take up his spot, assuming they do not re-sign him. The Seattle Seahawks are taking Jeremiah Love. There's 0% chance that he falls that far. I can't believe we did that to him. There's going to be, if we hit a lot of views, somebody's going to be really upset about this. And honestly, I'm not happy about it either. But this is our final first 1-1 mock draft. Fernando Mendoza, number 1, obviously, going down the list. This was fun. This was a fun little exercise. As we go on with this offseason, I plan on knowing more about these guys. More will come out. Obviously, free agency, these teams will have filled holes. So some of these guys won't even be fits anymore. We could see Washington picking up Odafe Owe and other guys and picking up Mekhi Lemon or Caleb Banks instead. All this fun stuff. That's what's so fun about the NFL offseason is there's never a right answer until the fat lady sings. On April, 28th is when the NFL draft is? That's too deep. That's too far. NFL draft is
26 or 28th.
Was I right?
26 through 28.
There's no way I was right off the top of my noggin. 23rd. I knew I was too far. NFL Draft 2026 is April 23rd. So stay tuned. Stick with us as we bring you guys all the latest content for free agency and the NFL Draft. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Unless you're going to be mean, then don't comment. Actually, we don't really care. Go ahead and leave your mean comments. Adds character. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Peace.